Well, nobody's perfect. But is it really his worst idea? So, primarily, this image is not so great. But basically, this is a quick little article from Cosmic Book News referencing an interview with Zack Snyder in Vanity Fair. And they get into some of the ideas that he had that Warner Brothers said, no, not doing that. So apparently, one of the storylines for Batman was for him to fall in love with Lois Lane after the death of Superman. So he says the intention was that Bruce fell in love with Lois and then realized that the only way to save the world was to bring Superman back to life. So he had this insane conflict because Lois, of course, was still in love with Superman. We had this beautiful speech where Bruce said to Alfred, "I never had a life outside the cave. I never imagined a world for me beyond this, but this woman makes me think that if I can get this group of gods together, then my job is done. I can quit. I can stop." And of course, that doesn't work out for him. He doesn't need the love interest to get there. So it's actually unnecessary. The idea of Batman having a romance with Lois is nothing new. The comics have approached this from time to time. There's alternate versions and whatnot, and that whole thing. But it was toyed with and teased and whatnot. But ultimately, of course, Lois is going to go with Superman, and primarily the main woman for Batman was always Selina Kyle, Catwoman, and there's Vicky Vale, who's kind of the Lois Lane for Batman, and Talia al Ghul, but really, Catwoman is the main squeeze, if you will. So it's unnecessary. His motivation's already there. He's a broken man at the outset of the movie. He's had 20 years as Batman. He was broken as a child because of his parents being murdered. And then Robin gets killed, and this is weighing on him even more. And he's much more colder and much more harsh in how he delivers his punishment on crime. And then this disaster happens with the Kryptonian invasion, and this gives him a whole new mission, what he goes through and how helpless he felt in all that destruction and whatnot. And he's already broken at this point. Keep in mind, the Robin's dead, he got murdered and all that. And so his rage and his being driven to this blinds him to who Superman really is. And it's only at the last, now of course it's Lois who ends up saving Superman from Batman, but it's like Batman realizes he got fooled. His blind ambition on this, he gets fooled by Lex Luthor, and he doesn't see that until it's almost too late. And then compounding it worse and to pile the guilt on him, Superman, in order to save everybody from Doomsday, sacrifices himself. So he was completely wrong about him. And this really floors Batman. So that's his motivation when you get to Justice League, and that he's got to build this team, and he knows this threat is coming because he's had this prophetic dream caused by, it's my impression from the event, from the Flash traveling back in time, it caused Bruce Wayne to see what the future holds. And so that's his motivation there. You don't really need the love story for him to get there. He's already ready for it. So to me, that's more of it being unnecessary, crazy, or a bad idea. Only bad in the sense that it's unnecessary and too much piled on to an already cluttered story, So that's about all there is to that. So I guess if he was determined for it and Warner Brothers hadn't stepped in, he would have done it. But in this aspect, I guess Warner Brothers had the better idea here. So there you go. Yeah, that's my woman, buddy. Ooh. So, of course, Matt McClellan says, "Sorry, Zach, that was a bad idea." He says, "It's downright awful." Well, I don't think it's awful. It's just, I think, unnecessary. Meanwhile, I don't know if this is going to appear in the film. It's obviously shot for the scenes that he's already teased and whatnot. However, there's an explanation here to keep in mind. This is the Joker doing this, and the Joker is a piece of crap. It doesn't matter how popular a character he is and a villain and all that, and people want to dress up like him for Halloween and all that. He's the bad guy. He's not a good man. This is not a good guy. And to do something blasphemous and desecrate something like Jesus, he would do that. And and whatever mindset he's in when the apocalypse actually happens, it could be an interesting thing. Will he be admitting maybe I was wrong all along? I don't know. I mean, it's that scene. All you see is him, seemingly taunting Batman about the situation they're in. Perhaps that's all he's doing. But it's not. It's gonna piss people off, and I can understand that. And Hollywood has never been kind to Christianity. They've made money off of it, but and you can fill in the blank other religions that they would never do this to. But within the narrative of the story, this is a villain doing a very villainous thing. This is the least of what he does because of all the murders and whatnot, but still being blasphemous and desecrating a holy figure is something he would do. So it kind of fits in keeping with it. Whether that's he actually walks around when Batman finds him in this scene wearing the crown of thorns, I don't know. Or if it's just some extra shot they did, whatever. But if it's in keeping with that, then I'm not that upset about it. But I understand why people would be. So in a lot of ways, this is probably way worse than the plot about this love triangle and whatnot. But that's about it. So, that's it. I'm pissed off. I'm done. I'm canceling my subscription now. I will not be watching the Snyder. No. Far from it. And then when Snyder Cut's over, I'm going to look at this. Army of the Dead. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah. His version of Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's version, is one of my all-time favorite movies. I see it as probably the best zombie movie, second only to the original Night of the Living Dead. But pretty damn cool and hyped for it. It's probably more heist than zombie stuff, but if he's able to craft like the dialogue and interaction of characters like he did in Dawn of the Dead, it should be a pretty cool movie. I'm tempted to do a Photoshop with Henry Cavill in the sale with the smashed safe, I'll just see if I can do that. Anyway, looking forward to that too. So, still very much interested in Snyder Cut. Those other things wouldn't have been my choice, but I don't think that's enough for anyone to bail out on Zack Snyder's Justice League. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.